Hi Capricorn, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your weekly tarot reading for the week of March 29th to April 4th, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me, and I do want to remind you in this moment to, as always, like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Now, when meditating on your energy overall for the week, the message that came through was not sure why. Not sure why. And the song that Spirit chose on shuffle to speak upon your week was I Will Hold My Ground by Daryl, Worley. And the lines that stood out, that'll be at the bottom of the description box if you'd like to listen. But the lines that stood out were, I've never had an easy life, but I'm not complaining. It's taught me how to stand and fight for what I believe in. It's a week where you don't get why you've been through what you've been through, why such difficulties have been a part of your journey up until this point. And it's a week where you realize that it's taught you a lot. It's made you who you are today, or who you're becoming. It reminds you that you have overcome it all. So let's begin by pulling a message or two from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck. And do keep in mind, general weekly read for the sign of Capricorn. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't for somebody else, and check out your other chart placements for more messages. All right? So what do we have for our lovely Capricorns, for this upcoming week? From March 29th to April 4th. Thank you, Spirit. Crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. It's a week where you are healing from what you've been through, allowing for yourself to gain a better understanding of what's happened up until this point, and trusting in what lies ahead. And with that said, we have Desert Passage. Trust there's a divine plan. Allow for your connection to Spirit this week to remind you of all that's ahead. And we're going to continue by pulling 7 tarot cards, one for each day of the upcoming week. For our lovely Capricorns. Just one second. Thank you, Spirit. And we're going to keep shuffling. What else do we have for Capricorn? And we're going to pull the last and final one right from the top of the deck. And we're beginning the week in spread with the 9 of Wands. You begin the week feeling really tired, feeling stressed out, asking yourself why. Why is this happening to me? Why do I feel this way? Not sure why things have to be so difficult. Being side by side with crossing bridges. It's a start to the week that initiates healing, or the continuation of which. I need to remember that everything's purposeful, the good and the bad. I need to dig for that inner strength, allow for that healing to help you to do so. Don't question what's transpired up until this point. Allow for yourself to remember that every little thing happens for a reason. And we're moving on to the 4 of Wands. And you make your way to Tuesday, and we're going to clarify this card. What do we have for this 4 of Wands? Thank you, Spirit. We got the Death and the Wheel of Fortune to clarify. Tuesday marks the end of you feeling like struggles are the way of your life. It's the end of a lack of balance. It's the end of you not feeling like you have a reason to celebrate in general. With the wheel, it's a day where you're reminded that things are starting to get into motion, even if it hasn't felt that way recently. A time for you to allow for your mindset to align you with this progress, to allow for your mindset to help to keep that wheel moving, to keep the motion of things going. All right? But we're moving on to Wednesday, where we have the Ace of Swords. And we're going to clarify this one as well. What do we have for this Ace of Swords? Thank you, Spirit. So we got the Seven of Cups. On Wednesday, you realize how many options you have. On Wednesday, you realize that you have choices. You realize that there are fresh starts on the horizon if you choose to accept them, be one with them. It's a day where you could potentially overthink things, how things are meant to unravel, overthink some of these options. But allow for yourself to simplify things. Allow for yourself to see only the options that intuitively feel right to you. These options, at least one or two of which are meant to, or being brought to you to improve your situation. And we're moving on to the wheel. So you make your way to Thursday, and we have the wheel for the second time. Things start to happen. Things start to transpire. For a lot of you out there, the option that you decide to go with ends up transpiring, ends up starting. They're saying your choices are leading you to success. Remember that. Thursday is a day for you to feel good about all that you've overcome. Thursday is a day for you to feel good about all that you've achieved up until this point, even the small achievements. It's a day to elevate yourself, allow for all that you've been through to elevate you as well, to push you towards what you deserve. And we're moving on to the Five of Swords. And so you make your way to Friday and you're stressed. You're stressing yourself out. You're allowing for yourself to get overwhelmed with all that you have to achieve, or simply still, even with certain achievements or choices happening, you're still finding it hard to not focus on all that's happened up until this point, mainly the negatives. Asking yourself once again, why? Being aligned with this Nine of Wands, you're truly asking yourself why you felt this wounded up until this point. But what you're seeming to forget is that you focusing on all of which is leaving you feeling more like a wounded warrior, more like this Nine of Wands, more stress added to your situation. Being side by side with this Desert Passage, it's throughout this day where you will need and will receive a reminder from Spirit in the universe that you're moving towards your right path if you're not on it already. That we all have our destined path, and you're not meant to question it, all right? So we're moving on to the Three of Swords. And we're going to clarify this one. What do we have for this Three of Swords? Thank you, Spirit. So we got the the Knight of Wands and the Two of Wands. So they want me to hold it up in this order. Okay. So with the Two of Wands to begin the weekend on Saturday, you're longing for more. You're longing for a different situation, or simply longing for a life filled with less struggles, where things fall into place 10 times easier, right? It's leaving you a bit emotional, leaving you focusing on certain heartbreaks once again from the past up until this point. But with the Knight of Wands, In comes a blessing. In comes a gift from the universe to move you towards what you deserve, to motivate you, to light that fire under your ass, and to allow for you to heal some of those wounds within. Being aligned with the Four of Wands, what comes in towards the end of this Saturday is those blessings, are meant to balance you out a bit more, to make you feel the sense, this need to celebrate, to remind you of all that's ahead. And we're finishing off with the Queen of Pentacles. And so you finish off the week on Sunday and you're feeling much better. Feeling more like you. Feeling more content and peaceful about what's ahead, what's yet to come. Feeling better about your finances as well. Being aligned with this Ace of Swords. It honestly took till the end of the week. It took till Sunday, but it's okay. At least you realized it better later than never, right? Realizing it, actually finally clicking that you have this fresh start ahead for you, that you have a lot of choices. Allow for this week to be a true reminder that, once again, everything happens for a reason. Let's finish off this beautiful reading by pulling a message or two from the Find Your Happy deck for our lovely Capricorns. Thank you, Spirit. My happily ever after is me. A truer reminder this week that all you really need at the end of the day is you to be truly happy. All right? So Capricorn, I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to, as always, like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope you have the most amazing week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.